So Starfield has been off to an absolutely incredible start when it comes to sales. We have seen these Steam numbers reaching over around 250,000 people on Steam within the first day, right after the early release access went live. These are people paying the full $100 to get access to the game 5 days early, because the official release date for Starfield is September 6th, where if you want to wait for that, you can get it on Game Pass. You can also just pay the regular price for it. So that's pretty insane that many people right on Steam, on PC, are paying the $100 for the early access. And that doesn't include the Xbox numbers. But now we have a good idea just how well the Game Pass upgrade and the premium editions are selling on Xbox. And again, Starfield is at the top of the charts, which is no surprise to anybody, as this is probably the biggest release in 2023, with some of the most hype behind it because of the pedigree of Bethesda and the length of time that they have been working on this game. And it's the first new Bethesda IP in 25 years. So we have this here. It says that Microsoft's premium edition upgrade for Starfield, aimed squarely at Game Pass players who want to play ahead of launch, is the top selling game on Xbox Live right now. You can see it here with the chart. It costs you $31.49 to get that premium edition upgrade, where you just get the 5 days early access plus the downloadable cosmetic stuff that does come with it if you do buy the premium edition. And you have to be subscribed to Xbox Game Pass to actually get this deal. And then there's also the premium edition, and it is ranked number 3 in the US in terms of the top selling games for the Xbox store at the $100. So huge top 3 here. Premium edition upgrade, then Madden NFL 24, followed by Starfield Premium Edition, which is $100, even beating out a game like Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. And then after that, you also have the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which, I mean, that's a big sale, $5.99, saving $24. But that's an interesting game to see up there in the top 5 on the Xbox store now. A great Assassin's Creed game. If you haven't played it, go and check it out. And then as well in the UK, the premium edition, the full $100 edition, is actually even higher than that. It is number 2 on the UK store. Now, what else is interesting, we do have a little bit of information here about the actual UK sales charts. It says here that Starfield Premium Upgrade has actually made the top 10 in the UK sales chart. It's at number 7. And it says that that's impressive for a code in a box that just unlocks the game a few days early for Game Pass subscribers. Nice little earner, this mini early access. I wonder if it'll catch on, is the question Christopher Dring here is asking. So people are running out there. It's in the top 10 to just pick up a box with a download code that gives you access if you are already a Game Pass subscriber, and they're actually buying the physical version of that, which is pretty crazy to think about. You probably don't see that very often for games that do get released. And will it catch on? I mean, it already pretty much has caught on the Xbox side of things when you think about Forza Horizon, Halo Infinite, and then now here with Starfield. And I'm guessing they're going to continue to do that stuff with the future games coming out. I believe it's also going to be there for Forza Motorsport. So it's a great move by Xbox to do this, because you're paying $30. You get the premium version of the game and early access. If you are a Game Pass subscriber, a lot of people will just do that. For them, it is absolutely worth it. But I feel like this is something for other games that go into subscription services, maybe even third-party games, that potentially they could start looking at doing if they do have premium versions of those games, seeing that people on Game Pass are willing to spend that extra money to get that early access. But phenomenal start here for Starfield. And I'm sure once all the dust settles, Starfield will be breaking records of some sort for sales, whether Bethesda sales or one of the best-selling games in 2023. Again, it's a great game so far. I've played another couple 5 hours, so I think I'm about like 15 or 16 hours into it, and really, really enjoying it. If you are playing it, one thing I am seeing is that some people are coming up with their reviews of it or their judgments of the game like 5 or 6 hours into it, or under 10 hours into it. And for me, in the first 10 hours, like a lot of it was literally just like character creation, kind of trying to understand the game and just doing small little things, a lot of talking to characters and trying to get more grasp on the story. And then as you continue to play, you do more quests, it really does open up and gives you a feel of what you're going to be expecting over hundreds of hours of playing this game. So I'm really excited to continue jumping in and we'll see how the sales keep charting with Starfield. Now, when it comes to the Xbox platform and captures has always been kind of something that Xbox has needed to improve, not only with the hardware itself and getting the best quality videos out there, but also with the uploads and what you can do with the uploads and how can you automatically upload clips so you have access to them. One of the features on Xbox is being able to use OneDrive, and you can just select after you've captured a clip to upload it to OneDrive, but it looks like they are improving on this process, as this is a report here saying Xbox is making it much easier to upload your game captures to OneDrive. There is a video here from Tom Warren kind of showing you that you can actually bulk select clips and then have them all uploaded to OneDrive at once. As you can see here, he selected 239 captures. It's about 2.8 gigabytes, and they all go there to OneDrive all at once. And specifically, this is how it works. It says here, you can now choose to have your game clips and screenshots automatically upload to your OneDrive cloud storage. You can enable this in the settings, preferences, capture and share, and under the automatic upload section. Alongside the options to automatically upload new captures, created a wizard to help you back up your existing Xbox network clips to OneDrive or an external drive. You can find this in the Captures app. So all of these features will be coming. Currently, I believe this is in the Xbox Insiders program, but of course they test it out there and then they do roll it out to everybody who is on the Xbox platform. I'm happy to see that, as a lot of time I do just upload my clips to the OneDrive cloud and then download them on my phone if I just want to have them there, if I'm not trying to spread them around everywhere, or even if I am trying to spread them around on like Twitter and social media. Just find it easier to have it all in the OneDrive. If you're like sending it on something like WhatsApp, it's a great feature to have. But now that's just automatically going to do it. I won't have to wait and go on my phone app and then do it itself. So far this year, Xbox has been at pretty much all of the big shows. Been at their own show with the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase, the Summer Games Fest stuff, Gamescom, which they had the biggest booth ever. And they're also going to be at the Tokyo Game Show, an event that they do pretty much attend every year. It's very important for Xbox to attend Tokyo Game Show. They're trying to improve in Japan and grow their market share and show people what Xbox actually has to offer. And I feel like this year, because they will be attending, is going to be one of their best ones, as they will probably win over more people this year than they have in previous years with the content that is actually available on Xbox that would appeal to the Japanese market, especially in Xbox Game Pass. You think about the Persona games that are coming over to Game Pass day one. And even just recently with them coming out and announcing Final Fantasy 14 is coming over to Xbox and improving their relationship with Square Enix. More Final Fantasy games will most likely be coming onto the platform. Maybe there will be another announcement at Tokyo Game Show, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. You never know. I mean, there's going to be some announcements here from Xbox, so I'm always excited to see what they have here at the Tokyo Game Show. Now we have the official schedule of everything that is going to be shown off. So basically, the biggest dates or the biggest day is going to be Thursday, September 21st. The show runs from Thursday, September 21st to Sunday, September 24th. But on Thursday, September 21st is when all of the big publishers are having their shows. You have Microsoft Japan at 5 a.m. Eastern. So obviously it's going to be hard for people in the West to watch all of this stuff right as it's live, but all the updates will be there when you wake up. There are 505 games at 6 Eastern, Sega and Atlas at 7 a.m. Eastern, Level 5 at 8 a.m. Eastern, Koei Tecmo at 9 a.m. Eastern, and then Capcom is one should be able to watch at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So those are the biggest showcases, the ones that I'm most interested in, but you can see the whole schedule here of everything that is to come. And then on Friday, September 22nd, you also have Koei Tecmo again, and you have Square Enix at 8 a.m. Eastern and Hoyoverse at 6 a.m. And then they have other dates here, but a lot of it is like Game Awards and esports stuff. So nothing that will be as interesting as what we see from when the publishers do their showcases. And the question here is, will there be anything new at this showcase? What will Xbox bring to the table? I think if anything, we may potentially see some Game Pass announcements and some games that previously weren't on the platform being there. Maybe nothing new, maybe not games that we haven't heard of, games that haven't already been out on other platforms, but games that weren't on the Xbox platform now will be available on it and probably announced here at the Tokyo Game Show. So excited to see what they show off. It's always good to see showcases throughout the year that Xbox does show up to and gives us information and gives us stuff to talk about, because it keeps us interested in what they're doing. From 2023 and I think the last couple of years, PlayStation hasn't been at any showcases. They just do their PlayStation Directs. They believe that their brand is strong enough that they don't need to actually waste money going to these shows, which they could probably, right? They probably don't need to go to Tokyo Game Show. They're not going to lose out. People are still going to be buying PlayStations, but for Xbox, they definitely need to show up, and that's what they're doing here. And speaking of PlayStation, Sean Layden was interviewed talking at the gamesindustry.biz conference here for the investment summit. And he was talking about the gaming industry. As we know, what we have seen, especially this gen, is companies buying up other companies, the consolidation somewhat of Microsoft buying up Bethesda and Activision. You have PlayStation getting Bungie plus all of these other studios that they have purchasing up. You have the Embracer Group going out and literally buying anything they can get their hands on. And the purchases just keep coming more and more. As I think one of the big reasons why this is happening is that these big players see the writing on the wall as to where the gaming industry is going. And that is to subscription and cloud gaming. And to be able to be the leader in that, it's all about the content. How much content do you have available on your service that will keep people coming back for more and continuously keeping people excited for the service itself, not having huge lulls in games that are released, whether that's from first party or big third party releases that are coming on to the service day one. So I think that's where the industry is definitely going. Microsoft with Game Pass has been the leader in it. They were the first ones to really do it very well with subscription and cloud gaming. So we're seeing PlayStation now look at all of this stuff and really try to adjust their strategy, whether people want to believe it or not. It isn't going to be only about console exclusives for PlayStation very much longer. We've already seen them talk about wanting to get more into the cloud, wanting to get more to games as a service. And I think with things like the price raises for PlayStation Plus, they are setting themselves up to be able to justify that price range. It'd be crazy if they just raised it 35% for absolutely no reason. I feel like something is coming, whether that is first party games coming into the service or some sort of addition to the service that make it worth its while, maybe an upgrade to the cloud side of it, which they've talked about that they are going to be going bigger into cloud. We will see. But Sean Layden talked about the industry, and he is talking about the threats of the companies that are non-endemic to the games industry, the companies like Google and Netflix and Amazon and Apple, saying they are barbarians at the gate. Specifically, this is what he says. Right now, we see all the big players going, oh, gaming, it's bringing in billions of dollars a year. I want a piece of that. And so we have Google, Netflix, Apple, and Amazon wanting to get a piece and trying to disrupt our industry. He says when he was at Sony, that one of the main things here is that when they entered the industry, it was them working with the music side of Sony to try to break in. And one of the big things that helped them break in was getting Final Fantasy VII onto the PlayStation 1. Specifically, saying this, I'm hoping gaming will be the first industry where we disrupt ourselves, where it doesn't take a Google or Amazon to completely flip the table. We should be smart enough to see these changes coming and prepare ourselves for that. Eventually, PlayStation knew that we couldn't do what Sega and Nintendo did and provide the bulk of software. We didn't have enough of how to make it, or we didn't know enough how to make it. We had to be the third-party platform, so we had to get Namco, the Square, the EA, and the Activision. And those Sony music guys are the ones that got Square to move Final Fantasy VII off of Nintendo and onto PlayStation. Probably the biggest sea change move. So yeah, we weren't endemic, but I think we brought the entertainment piece in, which really helped accelerate the success of PlayStation. And I think he makes some great points here. I am hoping that we don't see the likes of Google and Amazon and Apple coming in and really disrupting what we currently have with the Nintendo and the PlayStation and the Microsoft. And if you just kind of take a look, they don't have the content. They don't have the understanding of the gaming industry like Microsoft and Nintendo and PlayStation. So they would go in there and probably do things that would hurt gaming more so than helping, potentially even hurt the consumer more so than what we are seeing currently right now, where the industry is becoming more consumer friendly because of the likes of Microsoft, because of Game Pass and the value of that service. And when people are always talking about Xbox going out there and buying everything, and there's big evil company that are purchasing everything, and this is so bad for gaming because of the consolidation. In general, I would say consolidation to when it gets too much is a bad thing. It will hurt the creativity. It will hurt the consumer, but we haven't seen that yet. And there will be more purchases being made. But if those purchases are going to happen, I would much rather see Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo making more purchases and then providing the great value and services that we are getting out of things like Xbox Game Pass. Like if we can see a PlayStation continue to improve PlayStation Plus, I'm all for that. Nintendo's the one where we don't really know what the future holds for them. They will probably continue along the same strategy as they've been doing, as it does not seem to be falling off. I think at some point they will have to make adjustments, and we've already seen them make adjustments preparing for the future, like with their Nintendo Online and having that subscription where they're adding in their retro games. They've also jumped more into mobile gaming. That's going to help them generate more revenues as games are becoming more and more expensive to make. The switch to all digital is essentially here, and these companies are not going to be able to continue to make 150 200 million plus worth of games and the development costs without improving on their strategy. Console exclusivity is going away. It's going to continue to go away more and more. They're going to have to reach more audience, broader audiences, to be able to recoup all of that money that they've put in to actually developing these massive games. But right now, where we are in the industry, I think, is because Xbox did come in and disrupt it with Game Pass and creating a good cloud gaming service that people actually want to use, which somebody else would have come in and done that if it wasn't for Xbox. And it may have been an Amazon or an Apple or a Google. But now Amazon and Apple or Google are looking at the industry and saying, hey, if we can just get a bunch of content, go out and buy more publishers, get out and buy more developers and create a subscription service to compete, why not? And that's where I think the biggest threat is here for the current industry in gaming. We'll see if they do try to compete. I mean, Google Stadia failed. Amazon still has Luna, and they still created a game like New World, which they're releasing a new expansion soon. So they're going to continue to try to compete. Netflix has their subscription model now for gaming, where if you have a Netflix subscription, you actually get access to mobile games right there. And I'm sure they're going to want to continue to expand that out. So it will be very interesting down the line if these other big companies try to jump in. But at the end of the day, I hope that Nintendo, Xbox, Microsoft, and PlayStation will stay strong enough to be able to really dictate the industry, because they are the ones that are providing us with the best content and the best value right now. But I will leave the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are new here, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.